Denver, Colorado is the home city to this band called Primitive Man. Started in 2012, this band actually made their debut album Scorn quite quickly. Soon after that, they created almost a dozen mini releases, mainly split and whatnot. And now it's time for the second album called Caustic. Now, released by Relapse Records in October 2007, this came a little bit late to me, so reviewing at this point. As you can see, this is traditional black and white release, and we're gonna take a look how it looks like when taken off from the jewel case. Let's not break anything this time, I guess. Here's the inlay, as you can see, promotional copy with a huge dot there. Not much making sense of this picture, and here's the backside. No track list there either, and well, we have some skulls there, I guess, and then we have this booklet, which is yet again with more skulls and kind of a obscure art. And here is the track list. As you can see, quite a few, and well, long songs, and this many tracks equals more than an hour of music. About 70 minutes, which is little bit heavy on listener. So here are the lyrics, handwritten, kind of a stylish way to do it, very undergroundish, very personal touch to it. And even though this kind of style could suggest that basically anything from punk to black metal and whatnot, this is neither of those borderline thingies, but or niche genres, but even more niche. This is sludge meeting doom metal, and even with some kind of a death metalish touch included. But let's stick with the sludge slash noise, because that is what this is mostly all about. So Primitive Man seems to believe that when you have just really low-tuned guitars, monstrous growling vocals, really slow tempo drums, you know, like boom, wait for it, boom, and that kind of tempo, that is all there is to, you know, just, I don't know, fill your ear channels with good music, and that is all there is to need it. Well, surely if heavy music just meant that low-tuned guitars and, you know, growling vocals were all there was to be needed to create this kind of music and create this fantastically sinister and dark atmosphere, surely this would be an excellent album, in fact. However, at first go, I was kind of like, okay, this band is a little bit too much repeating itself. I mean, something like 70 minutes almost, or almost 77, I think. Well, anyway, more than an hour by far. And it's kind of having these, you know, slow tempo songs with, you know, length that's like 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 10 minutes. And it's really started to kind of bore and actually kill me inside a little bit. Now, the thing is, I don't mind low tune stuff. I don't mind crawling vocals. Of course not. I like death metal and whatnot. But when these kind of slow tempo kind of is, you know, mixed together with really simplistic riffs, which then are going to go on and on and on and on for so many minutes, I get this feeling that maybe, just maybe, here's my suggestion, maybe these guys could actually pay a little bit more attention how the songs are composed. Because when you've heard a million of metal albums there, it doesn't just cut it when you have, you know, these really simple riffs with really slow tempo and some guitar going. I mean, we've heard it, we've noticed it, and we know that this is not the best way of create, you know, metal. I mean, surely this album has kind of a dark atmosphere and feels heavy as hell, because, you know, this kind of slow tempo is like killing with, you know, each second a little bit. But I mean, after a while, just kind of get numb. I mean, you're just so used to it after a couple of songs that you feel like there's maybe something that will surprise you, you know, get you caught in an action in the middle of something. But it seems that going for 70 minutes with these lengthy songs and kind of a noisy production, you know, those guitars having these kind of whatever the sounds are, like, you know, screaming, and I don't know, it seems like this album is going nowhere. Basically, none of these riffs are actually good. They are really something that could be called as a filler, you know, riffs. I mean, if you could listen to old school death metal, you can hear some really killer riffs, and then you can just like do a little bit chugging, like din 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 din, or dee dee dee. And it could work for a while, but then you need to have something, maybe a chorus, maybe some another killer riff, maybe a guitar lead that would, you know, just lead to an ear orgasm. But anyway, you know, when the same pattern is repeated over and over again with two lengthy songs, little changes happening here and there, and that's it. It just gets really dull, in my opinion. Okay, I must admit, I'm not a big sludge fan. I'm not a big doom fan. However, I do like some albums which have these elements, so it's not like an excuse for me to go attacking this album just because I'm not a fan of this genre. But the thing is, I know a difference between good and bad. This lacks grooviness, and the only way this album is actually, you know, reaching this level of heaviness is because the low tunes, which then again kind of shows you the weak points in the sense that the riffs are not that good. It's just, you know, those low-tuned guitars. Basically, anybody could do that and, you know, repeat and add tons of delay and whatnot, and then just call it an album. And in my opinion, to be honest, it doesn't work very well. I mean, surely at first spin you might be like, okay, this is some heaviest shit I've ever, you know, been listening to. But then again, if you pick just basically any funeral doom album, they will just, you know, heal these kind of bands with full points. I mean, when you add layer of, I don't know, keyboards or guitar leads, or, you know, just even mid-tempo parts, not to mention fast tempo parts to this kind of music, it becomes like a million times more interesting. But repeating the same pattern all over again with a song that is not exactly, you know, enjoyable riffs-wise, because they're not good riffs, they are boring ones. It gets really dull, and it makes me feel that I don't want to be part of this listening procedure. But then again, I always listen more than a couple of times each album I'm reviewing, so it kind of starts to stir up some, not hate, but kind of a dislike and boredness even more. So if at first go I was like, okay, this is pretty decent, then I was like, okay, this is hardly decent, and after like third spin I'm like, okay, kill me now, because this is just killing me slowly. But then again, this is not annoying as such. It's not like these have some annoying emo kids screaming whatnot. And the growling vocals are quite okay. Kind of like this doom death approach that this album has. But I still feel that this is a little bit subpar album. Not even a mediocre one, but kind of a like mediocre minus or something, if that makes sense to you. So while I totally understand the idea behind this album, I would have cut like half the material off, do a little bit more variation with the songs, and then it could be okay, maybe even a little bit goodish. But this way, it just is, I don't know, you have to be a sludge hardcore fan to actually enjoy this kind of man. So probably some people are gonna hate this review because they don't like what I'm saying here. But then again, if you do like, go just, you know, and buy the album, go to the Bandcamp page of the band and just download the tracks and, you know, send them some money and enjoy it, and don't care about what I have to complain about it. But Primitive Man, no go in my books. I'm not too happy to get to listen to this band again unless it really changes something for the next album. Who knows, they might, or they might just not. Well, whatever, this is my review of Primitive Man called Caustic, and as always, go check their samples yourself, and you be the wise guy. See you soon with more stuff to coming your way on Rauta. Subscribe to the channel and all that yada yada yada. Bye.